Now let's talk about the firm and the market's short-run supply curve. The firm's supply curve tells us what quantity the firm wants to produce in order to maximize its profit for any output price P. This is very related to the theory of profit maximization for the competitive firm. Remember that in that setup, we learned the quantity of output that a firm wanted to produce was the quantity where marginal revenue, which was the price, crossed the firm's marginal cost curve. This diagram here reminds us of that setup. Here we have a marginal cost curve, that upward sloping line. We have that horizontal firm demand curve, and the intersection of the two shows the firm's profit maximizing quantity of output. Now, the thought experiment we're thinking about right now is, what if the price were different? If the price were something other than, well, here 30, what amount of output would the firm want to produce? And you could see that just from thinking of the theory of profit maximization for the competitive firm, that if the price were different, then the profit maximizing quantity would be different. For example, if the price were higher, then the profit maximizing quantity would be higher as well. And what this thought experiment gives us is the firm's short-run adjustment. Its short-run adjustment, its response of quantity to the price. And that short-run adjustment arises from changing the variable inputs that the firm uses that are typically labor and materials. You've probably gotten the idea, and it's correct by the way, that the firm's short-run supply curve is very related to the marginal cost curve. Indeed, it is the firm's marginal cost curve. Because again, we're asking the question at various different prices, what quantity would the firm choose to produce to maximize profits? And so the firm's short-run supply curve is its marginal cost curve. When we think about supply and demand analysis, what we need is not just the firm's supply curve, but the market supply curve. So I want to talk about the short-run market supply curve, and as the title of the slide implies, it's the horizontal sum of the short-run firm supply curves. Think about a world with just two firms in it. So it's a world that's simple enough to put on a single slide. What we have in the left two diagrams are the short-run firm supply curves for two firms, firm 1 and firm 2. Well, the market supply curve shows us for any particular price the quantity that the market collectively wants to produce. So at the price illustrated, firm 1 wants to produce Q1 units of output, and firm 2 wants to produce Q2. So the market collectively, that consists just of these two firms, wants to produce Q1 plus Q2. This is the idea of horizontal summation among firms in the market. But the neat thing is that now we have the notion of the market supply curve. And that's going to be very handy when we put it together with market demand. So here it is on its own slide. The short-run market supply curve is a schedule showing the quantity of output that firms collectively would like to produce at any price. There it is, this upward sloping short-run market supply curve. What are the takeaways from this short module? Well, first, the competitive firm's short-run supply curve is just its marginal cost curve. Second, the market short-run supply curve is the horizontal sum of the firm's short-run supply curves. And third, the short-run supply curve is a schedule relating the price to the quantity of product that firms collectively want to produce in order to maximize their profits.